Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to fix an iPhone 6, and just keep in mind that once you know how to fix an iPhone 6, it's pretty much the same thing when having an iPhone 6 Plus. So I hope you enjoy this video and I hope it's super helpful, and I got this repair done in about 12 minutes. It might take you a little longer, but it's okay because when it comes to fixing a phone, it's all about taking your time and doing it right. So let's get started. You're going to need a pentaloop screwdriver T4 and a Phillips screwdriver and prying tool. Okay, if the cracks are pretty bad, what you want to do is you want to add tape right here, so that way when you remove these two screws with your T4 pentaloop screwdriver, it's 1, 2, keep in mind that once we get inside of the phone, some of the screws are different sizes, so you just want to categorize them just to make sure you don't mix them up, because if you mix them up, it could mess up your board. So you don't want to do that, make the issue worse. The phone's turned off, so make sure the phone's powered off. I already tested it, so I'm going to use this suction cup. It's like a luxury tool. You don't have to use that. You can actually just go in here with a plastic blade, but I'm going to do this just to kind of expedite the repair. And when it starts opening up like this, you just put your finger here. See how easy it opens up. Move that out of the way. And just kind of go in here like this here. It's pretty simple, so just go all the way around. You want to do this type of job in a static free area so you don't short out the phone in any way. Okay, so once you open up the phone, this is how it's going to look, like this. The first thing you want to do is you want to cut power to the board, so you want to disconnect the battery. I use a spudger, a plastic spudger, nylon spudger, to hold up the LCD like that, like, you know, when you pop open your hood from a car. I'm going to use my Phillips screwdriver to remove two screws right here. One, the screw on the left is a little longer than the one on the right. Okay, so then we're going to remove this here, this shield. I'm going to remove it slowly and just kind of put it right next to the screws, the long left and the short right, and then we're going to just pry this here. Just pry it open. Just be gentle, be patient. That's the thing with phones, it's got to be really gentle, and it's all about angles so you don't rip any flex cables. So I disconnected the battery from the logic board, and now I'm going to go up here. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can get a better view here. And I'm going to be removing 5 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep in mind when you remove these 5 screws, just line them up like this here, so that when you're putting them back, you can put it back in the same order and you don't mix up the screws, because remember they're all different sizes now. Here. And continue with the repair. So, removing 5 screws. So we'll start off, and this is, you're gonna need the Phillips screwdriver for this one. So we're gonna start off on the top right. Top right screw is the longest one. So 1. Then I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom, right there. And then I'm gonna go get the one in the middle. It's funny, you can hear my screwdriver squeak. And then the far left, and then one more on the very top. It's a total of 5 screws. The shield, as you can see, is coming off rather easily, which is pretty good because you could just take it and line it up right next to the screws. This is how my screws are set up. So you see the 5 on the top, and then the 2 right there that go that seal the phone once the phone's closed, and then my other 2 screws next to my shield. The long left is on the left and the right is on the right. So that's what you want to do, because it's like puzzle pieces. So you just want to keep everything organized, of course. So if we zoom in here a little bit, zoom in because I want to show you guys something. These ribbon cables here, just be very careful with them. You want to use a lot of caution, a little bit of finesse. You just kind of pop these up, just like that, and then
one on the right. So that's 2, and then you got 2 more to go. Just take your time. Okay, there, and then the last one right here. Try to get up underneath there. Cool. So okay, so the LCD is off, and now we're gonna go ahead and grab a replacement LCD. So you can order your you can order your parts online with some that already come with the front earpiece and the front selfie camera, and the only thing you really need to transfer is the home button. This will kind of help you provide faster service to your customers if you have a business, or if you just want an easier repair. Then I would go with the one that's kind of already pre-assembled, like this one, to make the job easier and faster. Of course, they're a little bit more expensive. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and clamp down these ribbon cables, and they all kind of just match up as far as sizes go on the logic board. Like the long one goes here and so forth. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Put this one here. Just don't put too much pressure. When you hear the click, you're good to go. That's 2, and then it's a third one, 3, and then the 4th one. Didn't really hear a click, but I did feel it in my finger. Now I'm going to connect the battery back to the motherboard, because we want to test out this LCD before we put all the screws back. This helps you be more efficient. That way you don't have to go removing the screws if the part is defective for any reason. Alright, so I'm just going to remove this plastic here. I'm going to turn the phone on. You want to multitask, so as the phone's turning on, that looks really good. As the phone's turning on, I'm going to go ahead and work on this one here, because remember that this one has the original home button right here. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side for a few seconds so I can show you guys and give you a better view. So there's only 2 screws you need to worry about right here. 1, 2. Here, let me get you a better angle here. 1, 2. Again, you just want to line them up, and then the shield's going to come off pretty easily. I'm going to show you right now. Just from the bottom here, it comes up really easily because it's only 2 screws that are holding it down. And then there's a connector. The home button is connected to this flex cable that's attached to the shield that sends the signal all the way up to one of these cables that goes connected to the motherboard. So right now we just want to remove this button as carefully as we can, because we don't want to rip it. So what I recommend is, if you have a heat gun, maybe put it at 100 degrees and then heat it up for like 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This allows the adhesive to get loose, so that when you press the button here, I'll show you. Okay, like that. You press it with this, and then it starts popping up, and then you take this cable and you pull it up slowly. You don't want to rip it. There you go. You can just grab the whole thing because it's pretty much taken apart. Okay, so that's cool. That's already off. We've been recording for 9 minutes 9 seconds. So I guess it's gonna take a little longer than 10 minutes, but I could go faster, but I'm just taking my time to explain the whole thing. So the new LCD is on, and now what you want to do is you want to test it. So you hold down this icon here, and when they start jiggling, you move it across the screen like this to make sure that there's no dead spots. If there's a dead spot, the icon will stop following your finger. Okay, so that goes there. That's good. Hit the power button. You can also do, you can go to settings, and you can go to, after settings, you want to go to accessibility, which is, where is it at? I'm sorry. Settings, general, and then accessibility. And you can turn on the assistive touch. That way you can go from screen to screen, because now we want to test out both cameras. Okay, so That's the rear camera. That's a selfie camera right there. That's my Canon. And then we want to record a video so we can test out the loudspeaker and the microphone. Microphone check, 1 2 test. And go ahead and play that back. Microphone check, 1 2 test. Okay, so that's good. And we're gonna delete that. Okay, and then we'll go to our assistive touch and go back home. And now we can just turn off the phone. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and make a test call so that we can test out the earpiece and proximity sensor on the top. So I'm gonna dial my number, 626-392-8999. That's my cell phone number in case you guys ever need a repair done. I'm located here in the city of Baldwin Park. I'm gonna go ahead and make a test call. There's a proximity sensor that sits up here. And that's supposed to happen because it's recognizing that something's getting close to it, whether it's your cheek or your head. So that's working perfectly fine. Now my phone is ringing on the other side, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up and test the earpiece. Microphone check, 1 2. That's working. Check. Right, great. Okay. So now that that's working, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the phone. It's turned off. I'm gonna put this plastic back on the face because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to scratch up a brand new glass. So I put it on there and leave it on there until I'm done with the repair. Alright, so let's go ahead and disconnect these one more time because I'm going to install the home button now. I could have installed a home button first, but I don't do that. I rather test the part first before I start adding more parts to the LCD. Because if say for example the LCD is no good or the digitizer doesn't pass the test we just kind of did right now, then you have to remove the home button again, and that's just going to take up more time. So this is the fastest way as far as my personal opinion on the assembly. So I'll go ahead and move this down here just so you guys can get a better view. I'm going to go ahead and put the home button here. And then I'm going to clamp this down here on that same one we did earlier. So clamp down. And then we're going to go with the shield, remember, and just put it on the top here. And remember there was 2 screws, so I'm going to put the 2 screws back on there here. I'm going to put the one on the right first using my pentalobe screwdriver. So putting that right there. Keep in mind that I'm doing all this at normal speed. I'm not fast forwarding it. I'm not fast forwarding the process. I'm just kind of doing everything in real time. So it might take you a little longer because you're gonna have to keep going back and back to the video just to kind of get the steps. And with that's fine as long as the repair comes out good. That's what you want. So take your time, and I mean it, like really take your time. Don't rush it. So now that we have the home button installed. See, 2 screws I was talking about earlier, 1 and 2. So everything's sealed. You want to go ahead and test it and click it, and it feels right. Okay, so go ahead and let's connect them back to those connectors there. Heard that click? Okay, that's good. And 2, 3, and the 4th. I'm gonna get my spudger to hold up my display. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the 5 screws back. But first I'm going to put the shield right above the ribbons right here. Put that down. And I'm going to start with the longest screw on the top right. Just be very careful and make sure everything goes back to place correctly. Then I put the second one back on there. I don't tighten it up really hard in the beginning until all the screws are in place. Kind of like when you change the tire on your car, you don't want to squeeze or tighten one lug nut too hard and then go in a sequence where you do one by one. You kind of just want to put them all in first and then start tightening them all up little by little, so that way they're all evenly tighten up around the whole proximity, the whole area. So okay, so now I'm gonna start like tying them up a little bit tighter. So that's the top, far right, the middle, far bottom right, and the far left. Okay, it looks like we're almost done. We're also gonna go ahead and add the shield that goes on top right here. So So we're gonna transfer that and put it right there. Just make sure that the camera gets it. Okay, cool. So put that right there. And then the short screw goes on the right, and the long screw goes on the left. As a reminder, I just say long left. Long left. Has a ring to it. It doesn't, but it does to me. Okay, so we're gonna seal that. So that's nice and tight now. Now, bring this book. We're gonna put this down carefully, and we're gonna push this down on the very top. We're gonna push this down to make sure it connects to the bottom of the frame, like that. And then you squeeze it, working yourself down, all the way down. So now it's sealed. And to finish it up, we're just gonna add these last two pentalobe screws using a pentalobe screwdriver here. And there's one and two. Okay. And you're pretty much done. Now you gotta turn on your phone. Looks good. And you're pretty much done. So that's what I do every single day on 6 Plus, the 6, the regular 6, the iPhone 5 series, I mean the 5C, the 5S, and the 6 Plus is almost identical as far as disassembling and assembling it back. So yeah, I hope that helped out, guys. Bye.